All right, hey guys, welcome. I've got the famous Dennis with me. I told him he wasn't allowed to leave our meeting today without answering your questions since we didn't get to get him on our live after the storm. We tried to get you, but it was kind of a hurricane out there.
Yep.
So
And I'll be able to answer anything. If I don't know the answer, I'll make it up, so we'll be good.
All right, guys, so without further ado, these are your questions that you wanted to get answered by Dennis with a couple kind of that I sprinkled in because I had some questions for you.
Absolutely.
All right, the first question that came in is, when are the AARP leads coming available?
Now, so we've already actually had a couple, and we actually, when the program started about a year and a half ago now, we already had some leads come through, and then because of COVID, AARP decided to stop advertising, to put the program on hold. But since COVID more or less kind of eased up for us, they have just now started advertising and putting those out. So I would tell you within the next 30 days, we'll start seeing more and more as they advertise their program. So great question, but yeah, they're actually just started to hit, and we'll see more of a build up now going forward.
Awesome. I've been getting questions too, so I'm glad you were able to answer that.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, what advice would you give someone that's just starting in the business?
So a couple things. One is do not be a secret agent. And what I mean by that is you want everybody in the world to know who you are and what you're doing. So I can't tell you how many agents we've had that have come in, I've had a chance to talk to, and I said, hey, have you talked to your mother, brother, daughter, sister, cousins, and let them know what you're doing? And typically the answer is, oh no, I don't want to do that because if I mess a deal up for them, it'll be really bad. But I would tell you that most new agents, the majority of their business typically come from their sphere of influence, and that's usually, their family members. So, always wear your name badge, as I'm not wearing mine today, sorry. But always wear your name badge and hand out cards at the teller line, getting groceries at the grocery line. When you go to the restaurant, hand out your cards everywhere. The other one is make sure you always have a plan. So you'll see here in the near future, either your manager or education folks are going to be getting with you about a business plan for your business the rest of this year and for next year. But always have a plan. If you don't have a plan, what tends to happen, and it's human nature, is that we always find little problems that we can fix really easy, but those problems typically don't have anything to do with building your business or making you better. But you feel good because you fixed the problem. So, hey, I'm great, it's going down the road, but it didn't get you anywhere. A business plan will help you stay on track. It'll get you doing things every day, day in and day out, that you need to do to hit that goal you set for yourself. So those are the two things I would tell any new agent to remember to do.
I think you watched my video yesterday because I talked about your sphere of influence.
Yeah.
I did. Okay, number three, is now a good time to buy or sell or hold an investment property?
It's always a great time to do any of those. And if you look at the history of real estate, you all know this. We have had very, very few times where actually prices or value went down. And so even today, I know that things are high priced, but we are more than likely not going to see a slip in those prices. If we do, it'll be very, very minimal. But with real estate, you typically want to buy or sell real estate as a long-term investment or as a long-term prospect. Now, if you're talking about trying to buy and flip things today in 30 days, probably not great for that. But buying and selling real estate for the long term is always a great idea.
That's a good answer. Next question, I think relates to COVID. When will we begin regular scheduled office meetings in person?
Yeah, so we're doing that a lot with a lot of the offices right now today, and that's really up to your manager. So if your manager is not doing those today, make sure you let them know that you're ready to see everybody's smiling faces, give a fist bump, a hug, a shake, whatever it is. But yeah, if you're not doing that today and you'd like to see that, make sure you reach out to your manager, let them know that. I was just today here in Crestview. We had a live one. We had probably 25, 30 people in the meeting today. It was great. So yeah, if you want to see that, make sure you reach out to your manager and let them know.
Another one relates to COVID is, when do you plan on doing anything towards team building again?
Yeah, so great point. And teams are becoming more and more involved, and I think that's what we mean is by creating teams. So a couple of different things. So one, creating a team. We have some great forms, some great documentation, some great education from our education department on how to build a team. Then once you do, how to thrive in that. The other part of that is team building as company. And so, part of that is COVID. We haven't been getting together. But I do tell you that we are loosening that up now just a little bit. We are seeing offices starting to do things together, a lot of stuff outside. But we got the holidays coming up. We got parades that they're getting involved in. We got some holiday parties that are happening. And so I think that, that's real important to do. Big hugger, big, person wanting to be around other people. And so I think that's very important. So I think you'll see more and more of that coming up here in the next 30 to 60 days.
I think this is the most important question. Who does your hair?
So, as you all saw me, I got the cake in my face. I have discovered that buttercream frosting is great for your complexion, great for your skin. Made my hair very, very soft. So that's a pro tip, for hair care and personal care. But actually, I did my own this morning. So typically every week and a half, it starts looking kind of like Bozo the Clown sticking out like that right there. And so I get in the bathroom, and my wife hates it because I usually get hair everywhere, but I do it. Just cut it myself. Takes me about 5 minutes. So great question. Glad you asked.
Another one that they really want to know just how you're doing.
I'm doing fantastic. I mean, I work with all of you. What could be better than that? No, I know I did have a health scare earlier in the year, in April. Matter of fact, didn't know if I was going to make it through it or not, but I did. Great. So ran 3 miles this morning. Felt great. Everything's good. But thanks for asking. But I'm always here for you guys, no matter where I am and what I'm doing. So reach out and let me know.
You are looking a little slimmer.
I did lose 30 pounds through that ordeal, and actually I've held it off. Haven't gained a single pound back.
Wow.
It's kind of scary that I can do that because I've never been able to do it before. So yeah, we'll see.
Can you give us some tips on how to get just one more?
Yeah, just one more. So a couple of different ways. And you know how important that is. And it's always, it's all about listings. And the old phrase out there, you have to list to live. You have to list to last. In today's market environment, if you're not listing, you're driving people around all over the place looking at different listings. Why not get a listing and sit back and let them come to you instead? So the best way I can tell you, the number one way is we have a program called AMP, A-M-P. And that's taught by Laura Gilmore, who's a trainer for us. It's on the Sales Force page, Sales Pro page. And so you can go to that, see when the next AMP is running. If you do what Laura asks you to do, and I'm not going to tell you all because then you won't have to do it. No, just kidding. But yeah, if you'll go to AMP and be a part of AMP, I promise you do what they say, you will get listings. There is no doubt about it. And then the other thing is I talked just a little bit ago about not being a secret agent. Let everybody know that you're selling real estate. Now is a great time to sell a home and that you can do a great job for them. Those are the best 2 ways to do it.
That's awesome. That's good advice. Another personal question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I see myself in 5 years probably standing right here doing this with Brittany again.
Yeah.
Unless I get fired, you never know. But I would tell you, I love what I do. I love being with you, and I love being in the offices. The excitement and the great people that we have as a company. So if you ask me and it's my decision, I'll be right here doing what I'm doing right now.
Me too. If you could sit down with one person, living or deceased, who would it be?
Okay. So I don't know if he's deceased or not, but Jesus is. I think. Yeah. I don't know if he's decided. Man, how great! Just a couple different points. One from a historical standpoint, all the cool things and the stuff that he got to see back in the Roman days and all. But then it would just feel good, I think, and it would be great and be a lot of peace. The other person, not godly, but I think he kind of was, my grandfather. My grandfather was one of my best friends. Used to take me fishing all the time. Lived next door to him for a long time. Would love to be able to let him sit down with him, tell him about my grandson that he never got to meet, and stuff like that. So yeah, there's really 2, but those are them.
Those are good. I think we'll all meet Jesus one day. So hopefully we'll get to.
Some people I don't think will, but yeah,
That's true. Let's get all those people.
Right.
All right, big question. I gotta know, who's your football team?
All right, so I got 2. From the college perspective, Florida State. It's been very difficult to live through the last 4 or 5 years. But I still root for them. They're still my team. And then pro team is Cowboys. Who doesn't like America's team? actually, I went to high school football. I played football with Emmett Smith, and I always liked the Washington Redskins before that. But when he went to Dallas, they became my team years ago, and I still follow them today.
All right.
Yeah.
What's your dream car?
My dream car is a 1965 Corvette. I love Corvettes, but currently my dream car, and it's not because I'm environmentalist or anything else, but Ford has a new electric truck that's just they just announced here in the last couple months. I just put a reservation in for it.
I heard that.
And hopefully I'll get it in the fall or in the spring when they come out. But that's current my dream car. But Corvette's kind of it's the one I would always want to have.
That's a good one. And then, of course, I have to ask you, since, marketing and all, what's your favorite benefit of listing concierge?
Oh my gosh, there's so many of them. The Home Spotter is phenomenal from a lead standpoint. It certainly gets it out there. It helps out with the leads. I like the View magazine that's out there. That's really, really cool. That goes out. But then, just all the social media stuff too is phenomenal. And then you got the video that it goes up on YouTube, and you can repurpose it for other things. The great pictures with the great photographers. I mean, there's a lot of things. I don't know if I could pick just one, but if I was forced to, had a gun in my head, I'd probably say Home Spotter is probably my favorite thing about listing concierge.
It's our lead generation.
Yep.
Well, thank you, Dennis. We appreciate your time. Thank you guys all for your questions. If you didn't get to ask him a question, we will be doing this again, so look out for our survey on SurveyMonkey. Thank you so much for being such a good sport.